Hi, this is John reporting for a Mascot Insider, and I'm here with Tom and Buttons here at International Mascot here at IAAPA 2016. So, Tom,
Yes.
big question. I know this. They ask you this every year.
Yeah.
What's new for this year?
Well, one thing that I think one of the most exciting things that's been happening is the growth in the industry. We've seen a lot of things that, like our Angry Birds over here that we did this year for the movie. We built 157 Angry Birds. And I've seen a growth in performer groups that are starting up with mascots, putting on shows. One's called the First Circus that I was fortunate enough to get to design the characters for. They go to children's hospitals, events in different cities, doing great community work and entertainment at halftime at basketball games, hockey games, baseball games. I've seen that across the country grow and grow and grow with different groups that I work with. And as far as our business, like I said, the Angry Birds, the interest here at IAAPA has been phenomenal. We've met some incredible people, a lot of international work this year, interesting from Dubai, Indonesia, really interesting stuff. So we're very, very excited about working.
And what have been some of the interesting works that you've had a chance to work on? I know you were talking about got to do the Angry Birds. What other stuff have you done between last year and obviously this year as well?
One of the fun characters we got to do was for the College Football Hall of Fame that opened in Atlanta. We had a chance to do an original character design, which is Fumbles, that I'll be glad to send you some information on. But he's kind of a Philly fanatic, crazy type character with goalpost ears, and he can't catch a football. But he's hilarious. It's a hilarious costume. So everything from doing like original designs like that to taking people's existing designs and evolving and improving them over the years. I mean, we're still doing a lot of work with Chick-fil-A. We continue to evolve the outfits for their cows and things like that. We just did Sonic Drive-In. We redesigned their characters this year, even did a vampire version for Halloween. So we're finding that people are splitting the characters off. They're doing different outfits. They can participate in different events. And that makes it very exciting. It's just extending the brand of each of these characters that we work with. And we do a lot of corporate work. So it's kind of fun to take a character that's been around for a few years and improve it.
And actually, speaking upon that, obviously with the Angry Birds, what have been some of the real challenges? Obviously, you don't do just fur stuff, you do other materials as well. What have been some of the workarounds that you've had to kind of like realize that, with building a lot of these custom-made mascots, what's been some of the challenges that your team has had to encounter?
Well, a lot of the things that's interesting is we get a lot of source artwork from clients. And a lot of times, like in the case of the Angry Birds and other clients, they're very well-established characters, but they still have to work on a human frame. So the real challenge is then to keep the personality, to keep the integrity of the costume, but then make it work on a person. We're working on a project right now for the hatchlings, most people hadn't even seen them yet, but they're the Angry Bird babies, and how to stack 3 babies on top of one another and still make it work. And Joel and I are working right now on engineering that particular project. We're in process with it. The pigs in the Angry Bird movie, very tough to do. It's like we went through probably 4 different rounds of trying to get him the right shape, the shortest legs possible, and still walk. So it's really a challenge to maintain the integrity of a lot of the new characters that are designed by other people. If I get to design them, I take that into consideration from the start, how they're going to move, where they're going to see, all of those things. Of course, the most asked question we get by clients is the heat. Is my costume going to be hot? The answer is yes. They're always hot.
They're always hot.
But then they still got to move. You still got to have arm movement. You still got to be able to walk. You got to be able to relate to kids. And my challenge, as I think I mentioned last year, always been capture the personality.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that you're taking a 2D image and creating a 3D, basically, I mean, Buttons here started out as a drawing and now is a 3D image, and I guess you have to work around that whole aspect of that.
Yeah, Buttons has been an incredible ambassador for International Mascot. He's been around for a long time. He does an amazing job for us, and there are people that actually come to IAAPA every year looking for Buttons.
Oh, wow.
They want to come get their picture made with him, their children's picture made with him. So like I said, he's been an incredible success for us. And working with this design has been a real challenge for us, because when we first designed it, it's how do you get a character short enough to relate to kids?
Correct.
The face on their level, still be able to see, And this has been, like I said, a terrific design for us, the proportions. We sell several of these at the show every year, but we sell them all year round to all kind of, usually smaller businesses that want a great looking character for a bounce-a-rama. Maybe they got a strip mall business, not necessarily a sports team, but that's a very, very big part of the industry, is to be able to service those smaller businesses and give them the same level of professional character.
Yeah.
And Buttons does all of that for us.
Now, obviously, for people that may have not seen a lot of the other interviews that we did before, tell us just a quick little history about your company and just how, when did it start and how big has it grown since then?
Right. Well, my background was as an advertising agency art director and creative director, but I could illustrate. So in 1980, I had this idea to do a bulldog for the University of Georgia, which was Harry Dog. Harry Dog got on ESPN, and I was literally covered up with calls for people asking for an original design, kind of a conceptual idea, to learn about their business. And the one thing I brought over from the advertising side was, with the costume clients, I work out a marketing strategy. What do you want your mascot to do? Who does it appeal to? You get a lot of background information, and you try to create a concept that will fit to them, that should they have a proprietary design. But over the years, we grew. We did Sparty at Michigan State. We did the Fighting Blue Hens. We did Rocky at the Denver Nuggets. That was my business, called Real Characters Incorporated. Well, in the meantime, International Mascot was starting to build a lot of my characters. They built the Harry the Hawk costume for the Atlanta Hawks, several other characters that I designed. So a few years ago, my business had really grown. I did it for like 25 years, and I had over 300 characters all over the country. Everywhere from corporate characters to high schools, even some elementary schools, a lot of major league sports teams that I work with. And Joel Olivier, who owns International Mascot, is a very good friend of mine. We decided that I would come in and work as his creative director inside IMC. And I still have my Real Characters clients, but I work for IMC. It's a great company, and we've seen nothing but growth with this company year after year after year. And it's all built because we deliver a great product. And Joel warranties his product. We stay with our characters, we guarantee our work, and we stay up with the state-of-the-art materials, which is important. We've even, one of our guys even discovered an antibacterial foam that we can now use in costumes. It's expensive, but it's the kind of thing you have to do to kind of set yourself apart and work forward in the industry. And we're constantly finding new materials, and the whole industry is working with those materials. So I think that's a big part of the growth and the professionalism. And I think as people see the success of these characters, they hear about the success, that's the reason we're growing so fast. And other businesses are growing. It's a great industry to be part of.
So, before we end this wonderful conversation, want to tell us, our wonderful audiences and our viewers, where people can find about a lot of your wonderful mascots, and where can people find to get like a quote on some of your costumes?
Well, our internationalmascot.com is our website. You can always reach us through that. That's the best way to get to us. Quite honestly, it's our website. Or they can contact me directly in the Tucker office of internationalmascot.com. I try to talk with every client to get input, but it's literally they can contact either of our offices in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, or in Tucker, either one. Just look us up on the internet. There's 800 numbers to call us, and we'd be glad to discuss any project with them. So.
Well, I do want to thank you, Tom, and your entire team. You guys do a fantastic job. Yeah, and thank you, Buttons. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Hopefully we'll see you next year for IAAPA 2017.
Certainly we will. We're excited about it.
Oh, absolutely. So this has been John reporting here from MascotInsider.com. Here at IAAPA 2016, you can feel more coverage here on MascotInsider.com.